What's up, everybody? It's Brian at Two Indians. Today is a very good day. I'm very excited about this video because in this video we are going to swap out my Freedom Performance True Duals and my Indian Stage 1 slip-on mufflers for Freedom Performance 2-in-1 headers and a Freedom Performance muffler, an entire Freedom Performance system. Now, I don't have any allegiance to Freedom Performance. It just turned out that Freedom Performance was the only one that had a 2-in-1 system available for the Indian Thunderstroke motors. I ordered it several months ago. I got the headers and the main slip-on muffler right away. It only took them a couple weeks to get it to me. Unfortunately, the COVID thing happened and the ghost pipe parts got lost at the chromer. There were some communication issues between Freedom Performance and the people at the chromer. They couldn't find the parts. All the manufacturing shut down in the meantime. It's been a nightmare. The people at Freedom Performance have been okay during this process. I would have liked to have seen a little bit better communication out of them, but in fairness to Freedom Performance, they don't normally sell direct to an end user. They go through a distribution and dealer network, which I totally understand, but they did sell direct to me only because I just called out of the blue and said, hey, I hear you guys have this new 2-in-1 system. And they said, we do, but it's kind of not really in production. And so I want to be fair to them and give them the benefit of the doubt, because this isn't a part or a piece that has been manufactured and is sitting in the pipeline, so to speak, and being shipped on a regular basis to all the dealers and distributors. I'll give you the part numbers in a little bit, but they are actual part numbers and they are starting to make it now. I had bought it direct from them. I paid full retail. There's no consideration. There's no side deals or anything going on. So as a matter of fact, I was a little disappointed about having to pay full retail. I think I even could have got it cheaper through a distributor. I don't know, or through JP or somebody like that, Revzilla. But anyhow, I bought them, I got them, finally got the ghost pipe in literally just a couple of days ago. And so now we're going to get it installed on the bike. We're going to fire it up. We're going to get to hear it. And hopefully sometime next week I'll get it on a dyno and get this puppy tuned and see what kind of performance we're going to get out of these pipes. I'm hoping that we're going to get better torque and some more horsepower out of it. But some lower end torque is something that was really missing with the True Duals, and I'm hoping to get back. The True Duals sounded great, a little loud for my taste, not too bad. I mean, it never stopped me from riding. I've been running them about 1.5 years, so I don't really worry about that, but having it a smidge quieter would be nice, so we'll see about that. All right, so anyway, let's get started. Let's roll the intro, and then let's get these puppies replaced. All right, let's do it. Hey, it's Brian and Barbara with Two Indians. All right, the first thing we got to do is pull off the bags. We're going to remove, or not actually remove, we're going to reposition the front floorboard and the brake assembly. That all comes out in one piece. I know this because I actually put these on, and I'm probably going to have to remove the Buffalo brand horn. All right, so we're going to get all that taken off, and then we'll work on the exhaust. Let's do that part first. Okay, now that we've got the bags off, we're just going to take off the horn. So let's just take this out. This is a 5mm. And we've just got a plug here on the back side. And we've got an 11mm in the back here. Just like that, the horn assembly comes off. And that's all. Okay, so next we're going to take the floorboard off, but we're not going to remove it entirely because we have the brake lines attached to the brake cylinder. But all we really have to do is remove these two 8mm hex bolts that go into the frame. And then, as I recall, I just kind of like flip this up and let it rest here inside the mustache bar. All right, so just so you know, there's 2 spacers that go on this side of the bracket. So we get those out, and then we can just kind of flip this up and around through here and just kind of let it sit like that. Should be okay. So now we're going to remove these fin pieces, and this is a lot of people don't realize it, but this just comes right out, and then that allows you to actually get to the header bolts. That's a 5mm. And now we can get access to the header bolts. And the thing that's kind of freaky is those things are so loose, it's crazy. I mean, look at that. That's like almost finger tight. So I'm not going to pull these all the way out. I just want to loosen. If you don't have one of these flexible extensions, you might want to think about getting them. They are super convenient. So these are actually nuts. These are not bolts. There's a stud that goes into the head, if I remember correctly. All right, we're going to get these off later. I'm going to break down the other ones. Okay, I've turned on my fancy XK Glow light kit just to put some light underneath the carriage. But basically, we've got the heat shields that are on the headers here. We have a bracket right here that's holding the headers in place. And then if we look towards the back of the bike, we've got some bolts here support the rear of the muffler. And then underneath the bike, we've got a bolt right here, and then we've got the, I can't remember what they call that clamp, but that holds the muffler to the pipe. And then we've got another bracket on the back there that we need to take off. So back here we've just got a 13mm nut. I'm going to leave that one in until we get these others out. So the rear support bolts were 13mm, and the front ones here seem to be 15mm. So this is, I guess, a Torca clamp, I think is what they call it. It's just like a big hose clamp, but it's a little more secure than that. There we go. This should just slide right out. Ta-da! I can tell you right now that this Indian muffler seems to be quite a bit lighter than the other Freedom Performance muffler. All right, pro tip I just learned. On the last one, I took the bottom one out first and left the top one in. This time I'm going to take the top one out and leave the bottom one in, because it'll be much easier to pull the bottom one out when it's getting loosened with my fingers. Open end on this, because this shroud is adjustable. You don't have to take this all the way out, you just have to loosen it. So that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to loosen this, and then we should be able to just pull the muffler right off. The one that's loose. And now this should just slip right off. That's why they call them slip-ons, because they slip on and off. There we go. Piece of cake, baby. Okay, so currently the only thing holding the entire system in place are the studs that are going into the heads. There's nothing along the header except for this bracket right here, and then the crossover pipe goes over to this bracket right here. So we're going to go ahead and pull these out. So there's a nut on the other side of that. Oh, there is. Look at that. Oh boy. So that's probably spinning over there. Yep. All right, now I get to figure out how to get that sucker off. What do we got here? Oh, that's a convenient place. Look at that. How the heck am I gonna get anything on there? What did I do before? I guess I had the shield off, huh? Be gone, foul bolt. So now we got these dudes here. Alright, got that nut off. And ta-da! That header is free. Now I've got both the header bolts off here, and this dude should just slide right out. Right, now I've also got my CO2 sensor here, which I forgot about. That's a 15 millimeter. So we're done. We got this sucker off. And the bolt, and this comes off. Ta-da! All right, well, I've got the new header here, and I'm just trying to like put it in place to see where everything falls. So it looks like this bracket has to come off, and this goes in its place. So we're going to pull this off here. So this is a 13 millimeter. And I think I do remember putting this on when we did the other pipe. Okay, I've worked out a couple things while the camera was off. Save you all some time. So number one, the O2 sensor is a different size than the bung that comes with the header. So they've included a nut that will step that down. That's all good. They did not include any exhaust gaskets, but I don't think that's going to be an issue because I've still got these torque cones that I had from the other exhaust system, and I think that will that'll be a nice little gasket for me. This bracket replaces the other bracket that I had, and it comes with a nut, and this nut is, the bolt is going to slide in here, and it's going to sit in there like this, and then I'm going to put the nut behind this bracket here. Okay, so I hope you guys can see that in the image. And then we put the O2 sensor in here, and then we've got the O2 sensor up here, and we're going to snug those up. Those are 15 millimeters. Put these puppies into place, and hopefully it's just going to go right in. Ha! And there's the front one. What do you know? I'm going to get a nut on that one, and I'm going to get a nut on this one so she doesn't fall off, but still got some room to play with here. Can we see that? That's going to go right in there like so. And then I've got a little nut that's going to go on there, and then hopefully that's going to be good like that. Then later we're going to adjust this torque clamp, which will get this nice and snug, and like you just barely snug these things up and they're on. And when you're tightening these up, you just want to go very loosely. Do not need to crank down on these. Alright, so I've taken this hose clamp and I've put it on the end of the 2-into-1, and I've also loosened this piece up so I can wiggle it around because I couldn't get that clamp on there. So now I am going to just kind of shove that on there. Okay, so I wound up putting this clamp on. There we go. Alright. So I had to take the decorative ring off, then put this clamp on. Now I'm going to adjust this. And then we're going to beat this thing back on. Alright, we got that decorative ring back on there. And I'm just going to put these in place. Alright, so the new puppy is on. Mr. Freedom. Anything that says freedom, I like. Alright, so anyway, Freedom header and muffler is in place. I've got one heat shield on here, and I'm going to show you how to do the other heat shield, and then we're going to go over to the ghost pipe. So basically you've got a heat shield, and then you've got places for hose clamps, and generally what you want to do is you're going to take this hose clamp and you're going to slide one side through these little slots here, and what you want to figure out is you got to look at the position it's going to be in and how you're going to adjust it. So because you want these screws, these nuts, to be hidden, right? So I'm going to put that in like that, because when it goes over here it's going to slip in there, and I want to be able to adjust it from the other side. So I've got another one that goes down here, and so I'm going to want to adjust that one from the bottom. So I'm going to have the nut facing down, right? So I'm just going to put this in here like this, and now that you see that nut is going to be facing down. And then same on this one, I want this one facing down. Now sometimes you got to put these on after it's in place. It's kind of a pain in the ass. At least it was on this one. But these look like they should be a little bit easier, because this piece is on the bottom. I had to set this one so I could reach the other nuts from underneath. You always want to be able to reach your nuts from the bottom. Alright, so I got all these in place, and I'm just going to kind of spread these out and slip it into place. Get my finger out of there. Hopefully you will be more careful than I was, because I think I put a couple scratches on mine. Yep, I did. Haste makes scratches. Not very happy about that. Oh, I do like this. I can actually get under here and clean a lot easier than I could with the previous pipes. Very nice. Very nice. This looks like decent chrome. So we'll see. Time always tells, doesn't it? Alright, let's go over to the ghost pipe. Alright, we got the back bolts on. We put this Torca clamp. It's meant to get even pressure, better pressure, and it's stronger than a hose clamp. But we got that here to get the ghost pipe onto the muffler. And then I've got this bolt in here that goes to the bottom of the bracket, And we're gonna put that on right now. It's always hard when you're doing it blind. See, I had it going in the right direction, and then I spun it around in the opposite direction. Because that's what I do. I'm not a professional. Okay guys, we're getting it all buttoned up here. Got the ghost pipe on. Really liking how it looks. It's like a super fat pipe. I was worried that it was bigger and it wouldn't look right, but it actually looks really cool. Very happy with that. I'll get some nice artistic shots in a little while, but got the pipe on there. There's the 2-into-1 collector, and all I got to do now is get the floorboard on and get the little fins on, and then we're done. Oh, I got to put the horn on too. All right, well, there's the Freedom Performance 2-into-1 system, complete header and muffler system. I've had it on about a week and a half now. I've probably put, I'd say about 350 miles on it since I put them on. And my honest opinion is I love these pipes. I absolutely do. Truth be told, I have not had a chance to tune it. I have lost a little bit of power. I am not worried about whatsoever about that. I know once I get it tuned, it's gonna give me more power. Hopefully that'll be at the end of this week. We'll get that in a different video. But I can tell you I love the sound. It's a lower frequency. It is much deeper. It gives me a nice rumble. It's not as brappy or as poppy as the True Dual system. With the Indian Stage 1 mufflers. Believe it or not, it was much louder with that. I love the look of this pipe. It's a bigger, meatier, fattier pipe. Fattier, is that a word? I'm feeling kind of fattier after this COVID thing. But I gotta say, I really like everything about this pipe. I know once I get it tuned, it's gonna give me plenty of torque and plenty of horsepower. So far, big thumbs up. Build quality is good, sound is good, chrome looks great, ease of install was just fine. There were no particular issues of any sort, and that's really all I got to say. I mean, this really is a good pipe. I like it. I think this is the third set of exhaust I've had. What have I had? I've had the factory, I've had the Indian Stage 1 with the factory headers, and then I had Freedom True Duals with the Indian Stage 1, and now I've got the complete Freedom 2-into-1 system, which I absolutely love. It's a fantastic setup. Recommend it to you guys also. So anyway, I'll get you those dyno numbers as soon as I get it tuned. All right, I appreciate you watching. Thanks for enduring that long video on how to pull off the old ones and put on the new ones. But hopefully some of you guys made it worth it. I'm going to leave you with a little bit of sound, and hopefully I'll have a link right up here for the comparison between the sound of the two systems. But let's just leave you with a little bit of sound from a run I just made with the new system. All right, thanks again for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.